after a one-time employer. Everyone else did. He finished his security run-through on Aces. No other vehicles inside. The pumps deserted, needing only credit cards to open them to commerce. A small convenience store supervised by a sleepy Nigerian studying thermodynamics in a glass booth, amid racks of candy bars, salty fried chips, antacids, condoms, off-brand soda pop, rocket cola, and such like. In shadows, nothing. No discordant notes, no anomalies. More important, Delta got no vibes from those weird little twitches tuned to the subtlest whispers of aggression that had saved his life many a time. He turned, waved, signaling the tractor-trailer inward for $500 worth of diesel. It kicked into gear, issuing sounds like a Jurassic apex predator clearing its throat of phlegm and blood after a nice sit-down of Thanksgiving Bronto, and edged ahead. Its shiny paint scheme of red, white, and blue magnified the wan beams that came from the overheads, so it seemed to move in its own penumbra of sparkles and neon, and someone expertly guided it to the trough, clearly a trucker of mature and assured skill. Delta watched it come. Then the lights went out. Anzor slithered to the edge of the canopy that covered pumps 18 through 22 and shot the security man in the head. He used a rifle called an AK-74, the 74 designating, as had the previous model's 47, the year it was adopted by Soviet bloc forces. The Soviet bloc had long since disappeared, but the rifles may be found in abundance the world over. The 74 distributed a .22 caliber bullet at 55 grains, designated the 5.45 by 39, smaller, lighter, faster. The point is to allow soldiers to carry more man-killing ammunition for the same weight. Following the principle adapted in 1966 by the Americans in Vietnam with their M16 round, the 5.56 millimeter. The Nigerian, lost in the nuances of mechanical statistics of perfect gas, did not hear the sound of the shot because the rifle was suppressed. The tube at the muzzle takes the snap, crackle, and pop out of the gunshot by running its excess gases through an obstacle course of switchbacks and arroyos inside, and it slows as it negotiates, so that when it finally emerges, it has lost energy and does not shatter eardrums and windows, but instead resembles a loud burp. In any event, that's why the Nigerian did not look up when Anzor entered the store, so he did not see a bulky man in dark sweat clothes and a watch cap pulled low to his ears. Neither did he see him lift the rifle, acquire a sight picture through a Sov block red dot. If the Nigerian saw anything at all, it may have been a peripheral of the burst of gas that emerged after the bullet, which penetrated the glass booth, leaving an almost perfect image of a spider web, and struck him above the left eye. Meanwhile, 4 other men, equally dressed, equally armed, had descended from other canopies. Like Anzor, they were immensely strong, formed by long, sweaty hours in the gym in pursuit of gargoyle-esque muscle mass, to make their tats gleam more menacingly in the sunlight when an opportunity for such display came. These 4 also knew what they were doing. They moved quickly to the cab of the Peterbilt and poked at the windows with their AK-74s. The drivers understood that they were taken. They did not expect mercy, nor did they receive it. They were marched back along the body of the van, and the executions proceeded without much ceremony at the doors. 1 muffled shot each, behind the ear. That was the business they were in. Again, things went according to plan. Their bodies then heaved by 2 of the raiders through the open van doors. No clues would be left for law enforcement to discover who had employed the drive team and what the probable hijacked cargo might have contained. The victims would know, of course, but too late to react intelligently. They would thrash about and beat, torture, and kill in their immediate sector of the jungle, but they would not solve the mystery until the criminals wanted it solved. 2 men used a stolen credit card to pump the 400 gallons of diesel into the beast, while the one among them who had more or less mastered such a sophisticated and gigantic piece of machinery climbed into the still warm driver's seat, familiarized himself with a panel, and turned to await the go signal. Meanwhile, Anzor had returned from his sanitation responsibility in the store, just as the men were climbing.